Hello and welcome to American History 1, 1492 to 1865. I am your instructor, Mr. Jeff Bings. I'm excited for another semester of American history and that you'll be coming along for the journey. 16-week journey. Isn't that great? 16 weeks together. I thought I would just say hello. Welcome to the class. I hope by now, if you view this video, that you have already been able to log on to the course webpage, check things out, become familiar with the setup, know where the assignments are, and are ready to go. Along with saying hello, I just wanted to do a quick flyover, run through, or whatever it is, getting onto the course homepage and kind of navigating around to the important parts. And especially for you students who may be, those of you that are, this is your first semester to ever take a college course, let alone just a first time to take a web course. So let me bring up the internet, and I am already on the Carl Albert web page. Which was just updated this summer. So for those of you that have already been here, you know that it changed. And for those of you that are new, this right now, this is all you've ever known. So you're in good shape. But when you bring this page up, any of these tabs here in the middle, you can see are going to bring up different menus. But if you look over here on the left, important links always remains. And this is where you're going to find your link to Blackboard, where our course homepage is, your link to your email, the menu, cafe menu. That's important for college students. Food, right? Your My Carl Albert link, final schedule, and other things. So that's where the Blackboard link is, and we want to go to Blackboard, so we're going to click on that. And again, this is primarily for those of you who may not have logged on yet. This is your first class. Hopefully you've logged on since this is 1, 2, 3, 5th day of the class semester. But this is going to come up after you click on Blackboard. This is where you have to authenticate who you are, and so you'll have a username and password that you chose to get you in. So we click continue. And now what comes up is your activity stream. And just think of that term stream, which could also be called a creek, or as they say in, I guess, the deep South, a creek. It could also be called a brook if you're from the Northeast. A brook, B-R-O-O-K, K or K-E, I'm not sure. But anyway, think of a stream. And think of putting a paper boat on the stream, and the stream takes it upstream. And let's say you had some buddies that were upstream about 100 yards. Within a few minutes, they're going to see that boat headed their way and passing them by. They are seeing something that was put in the water in the past and has now moved in front, has moved so that they, it has their attention. That's what this stream does. This stream, anytime something is done in your course, it tells you about it on the stream. It brings those activities floating up so that you can see it. So for example, today on my stream, it tells me that there was some activity on my American federal government course, and that someone from this class turned in something new. Now, did you notice that just dropped from today until recently, 10:14 last night? So you go to the recent area, and that tells you what has happened before today, and then whatever has happened today, or whatever has been added to the class or posted by me has been added to the activity stream. All right, to get to our course, we're going to go over here on the left-hand menu and hit courses. And that's going to bring up all of the courses in your case that you are taking this semester. In my case, the courses that I am teaching. So we're going to find American History 1, 1492 to 1865, and click on that. And now it's taking us into the class, and we're going to land on the course home page, or actually welcome page. There are several items on the welcome page that I would like for you to go over and be familiar with. Of special note, I have two, along with my office hours on campus in the Ollie building, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 1 to 4 in room 1315 on the third floor. I will have two virtual office hours. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you call me by cell phone or email me or text me during those times, I will get back to you within an hour. Oh, excuse me. Any other time, if you contact me, let's say you send me a text at 10:30 tonight, most likely I'm not going to get back to you until tomorrow morning or afternoon. But if you contact me during those 2 hours on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, expect a response within an hour unless something catastrophic happens to me. Also, the Thursday night office hour will also be by Zoom. If you just have to see my ruggedly handsome face, come 7 o'clock Thursday nights, I will be in my Zoom personal room and you can join me. My cell phone number is my Zoom access number. Everything else on this page is pretty self-explanatory, so be sure to check it out if you haven't. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long week, guys, but I'm really excited about the semester. Now, like I said, that's the welcome page, but the most important folder for you on the left-hand side here is the Start Working folder. And what it does is it shows you what you can start to work on. Now the honeymoon quiz is over, so I need to I'll do that later. I need to hide that. But you scroll on down and boom, module 1 overview. So we are now in module 1. It started yesterday, the 19th. And it goes through September 14th. If you click on here, you're going to be taken to a page that lists out for you the work that's going to be required during this module. Now, the modules are about 27 days each, so about 4 weeks, and there's 4 of them, so that is the 16 weeks that we'll be together. But in the module overview, I tell you what you need to read out of the textbook. There's the textbook for American History 1 that you need. It is at the school bookstore. You can also order it online if you'd like to do it that way and maybe save some money. And if you go to the home page, or I'm sorry, the welcome page, one of the pages that I put on the welcome page or in the welcome folder was several links to places that sell this textbook, including our bookstore, Carl Albert's bookstore. The module overview tells you about the homework that will be due, and it's more of a general description. Tells you when those things are due. And so here's the different assessments that you'll be doing for homework. There'll be a discussion question every module. There will be 2 briefs, and there will be a chapter's outline. What are briefs and chapters outlines? Well, there's a link in the start working folder on what is a brief and a chapter's outline. So you need to check those out and know what those things are. And then at the end of each module, we will conclude with a test that is open book, and that is 48 hours. I had something wrong. I'm going to correct it. So yes, you get 48 hours to complete your exams, which are open book. And the reason I do this is because we have many non-traditional students who are raising families and working full-time jobs or serving in the military. They've decided to go back and take a class. And so, excuse me. I wanted to make tests give you a good range to be able to complete them. But not only for you non-traditional students, but for traditional students, students who are full-time and who are living on campus and maybe who are freshmen or first-time students. Sorry about that. Got that updated. Now, as we said earlier, the module is August 19th through September 14th. All of these assignments have due dates that fall in between the module dates. For example, your first brief is due Monday, August 28th. Now, you don't have to turn it in on that day. You can turn it in tomorrow. You could turn it in tonight if you got it done already. This is this kind of course is what we call an asynchronous course, in which you can work at your own pace on the assignments. Now, if you turn in your brief if you don't turn it in by August 28th, you can still turn it in for partial credit if you do so before the last day of the module, September 14th. If you don't turn it in by the end of the module, it's a 0. It's just too hard to have students who maybe at the end of the second module come back and say, oh, Mr. Bings, the reason I didn't do my module 1 briefs was because I got COVID at that time. And I'm just now getting around to telling you about it. And that leads me to another point. Communication is very important in these online classes. Stay in touch with me about things that might hinder you from getting assignments done on time. Things like a death in the family, full-time job, your computer crashes, and back to the job. You have to do something for your job. Your computer crashes, something that would be considered an excused absence. Those are something that comes up that was an extreme emergency or situation. If you'll let me know as soon as possible, communicate with me, I will give you extra time with no late penalties. But if you miss the last day of the module, it's too late to turn in assignments. Now, if something does come up that is of an emergency nature, I'm not going to be the first person you think about contacting. You're not going to be like, oh, I have to have an emergency appendectomy. But before I go in, I'm going to call Mr. Bings and let him know. No, I know you can't do that. But as soon as you can, contact me or have a family member contact me and let me know what's happening, and I will work with you. Okay, back to the Start Working folder. I just wanted to show you this. Here is a page. What is a brief and what is a chapter's outline? Click on that link and it'll take you to what is a brief, chapter's outline, introduction. And then an example chapter's outline from a former student. I am so sorry about that. Please forgive me. It really has been a busy week. I had 2 classes added on to my workload last Monday, so I had less than 48 hours to prepare. It's been a busy week. So instructions on how to do a brief and how to do a chapter's outline. And of course, you can contact me if you have questions, and I'll be glad to help you. So, once again, welcome to the course. One last thing. You can get this edition. This is the combined volume. Trying to get my directions right. And so if you have to eventually take American History 2, you would just use this book too. This is American History 1 and 2 in the thick volume that is red. So again, welcome to the class. Looking forward to a great time together, even though it's going to be primarily through online. I will tell you that the textbook is the primary means of engagement, and that will be evident for your briefs and outline. And I will try to post as many supplemental videos as I can to enrich the course. So may the rest of your Sunday go great. Have a great, may this first full week of class go wonderful. And I hope that me and our class can be a part of that wonderfulness, if that's a word. So this is Instructor Bings coming to you from the base headquarters deep in LeFlore County, Oklahoma, saying over and out. Goodbye. Until next time.